The gospel today says how they were invited, and the king asked, "How did you come without a wedding garment to the wedding feast?" Of course, today churches, the greatest banquet we find, you can't enter the church not without a wedding garment, without sanitizing yourself and checking the temperature, and without stepping onto the footbath, you without wearing mask, you won't be able to come to the church. And that's how the situation today is. But then, my dear friends, today we have to look into our invitation given by the Lord. If we are invited, we have an invitation, and then if we are invited, the banquet, we have a price to pay. If you value the Eucharist today, if we charge you for the Eucharist, if you charge you for the greatest banquet of the Lord, how can we pay for that banquet? I mean, you and me, we won't be able to meet that end. We won't be able to pay. How to pay? How can we value such a great gift given by the Lord? And that's why it's important that you and me are freely invited, because it's freely given. It's freely given because we can't pay, and we are so unworthy for that banquet. That's why the Lord says, if we look with justice, how can we stand before Him? If not for His mercy, then out of mercy, the invitation went to all in the streets. They were stranded, and they were nobodies in the street. They had no importance, and they were lost. The invitation went to all the beggars, paupers, everyone, good and bad. That's how you and me are in this church today. That's the very reason that we have come here to that banquet, even amidst all the difficulties in the world. And it's a beautiful invitation of love, my dear friends. Only problem, human mind, human nature is such, if something is given freely, and we don't value it that much, because it's freely given, and we take things for granted. That's why the Holy Eucharist, and it's freely given, and every day you have Mass, you can come for that. Do you really value that invitation? If not for the Lord, where would we have ended our lives? My dear friends, it's a beautiful wedding invitation. It's a beautiful banquet prepared for you and me. It's not only the Eucharist, it's our life also, where the Lord is saying, I have prepared, in the first reading, the Lord is saying, I have prepared a banquet. And that particular banquet had a meaning, where the tears are wiped away, where the sorrow is ended, where you are saved, you are given new life. That banquet has a salvific effect. We are so much lost in the world, my dear friends. The invitation is hardly heard. We are so glued in this world, we are so distracted that His invitation is lost in our busy schedule. Where Elisha was called after a thunderstorm, after an earthquake and huge noise. He called Elisha with a whisper, whispering sound of the breeze. That sound, that invitation is very, very sober. The world is so noisy, we hardly hear Him, my dear friends. That's where we miss it. We live, when the banquet is prepared, we just lick the dustbins and live. We are satisfied with that. When I was preparing for the sermon, when I was praying, this beautiful story came to my mind. Where in a retreat, when we were in Kandy, this was narrated by the preacher that day. I loved it, and I owned it, and I believe that's true in my life also. where this particular family, they lost everything in their land, and they had to go leave their country to another country. Those say they couldn't afford a ticket, plane ticket, so they had to get, they could only get 3 tickets for a ship only. So that voyage was long, about 2 months in the sea to that particular country they wanted to go. So when they were going, the cheapest food they had was cheese and bread. So they got a bulk of it for the whole month. So mother, father, and this little child, the son, they were going in the ship. After 1 week, that boy was fed up. He was fed up because cheese and bread for the whole meal, cheese and bread, because they couldn't afford to buy anything else. They have lost everything. And then that son, one evening he came and told, Dada, I can't, just give me $1, just give me $1. I just want to have ice cream for a change. I can't, Dada, I can't. Then of course, because of this persuasion, Dada gave $1, then asked, it's a huge ship. They had a playground and all the hotels and all that. It's a huge ship. Son, you don't go far because it's dangerous. If you are lost, I don't know how to find you. So son went, and with joy, okay, then can have ice cream. And they were waiting for 1 hour. Son never came back. 2 hours, never came back, and they got panic. And the mother asked the father, please go and find the son. Now we don't know what happened. Then father was searching every nook and corner to find the son. To their amazement, they couldn't find their son. Now it's about 5 hours. They were completely worried, and the last place they could find, they had to search, is the very top floor where all the invited guests, the most light people, the rich people had dinner, the top floor. With dim lights, candlelight dinner, and with AC apartment, where the father was a bit reluctant to go inside. Just he pulled the door and checked whether son is there. And he was shocked to see at the very corner table occupied by his son, and having all kind of foods, and pizza and moju and everything, all the caramel pudding, lot of dishes on the table. And father was shocked to see and how to pay the bill. And he just creeped through the people and was shocked and said, "Son, what are you doing? What are you doing? How can we pay for this? We don't have money. Are you mad?" Then the son said, "Father, come. This chicken devil is very nice. You also come and sit and enjoy." "Come on, son, we did not enjoy. How to pay?" "Father, don't worry. Dada, you come and sit. Ask Amma also to come and have." "I can't ask Amma. Tell me how to pay. You are putting me into trouble." Then son said, "Dada, get the ticket, Appa. Get the ticket and check." "I don't want the ticket. Tell me how to pay this." And then you get the ticket and see. Then because of his this thing, he just took the ticket. And son is having this he was enjoying the meal and said, "See that down column in the blue strip, you read it and see properly." And Dada looked at the ticket, father, and he was shocked. It is said, once you buy the ticket, everything is exclusive. Everything is inclusive, sorry. Everything is inclusive. You can enjoy everything in the ship freely. The moment you purchase the ticket, everything is given free. And they were having bread and cheese all the time that we could have enjoyed from the beginning. And we don't know what's there in the ticket. When we are baptized, everything is given freely. Everything is given freely. But then we lick the dustbins. We are given a free life, my dear friends. We are given freedom. We become, in baptism, we become sons and daughters of God. And we have lost the sense of it. We are so enslaved in our carnal desires. We are so trapped in the worldly snares, the invitation is lost. The Lord is saying, I have invited you. Everything is prepared. Just come. In that banquet, I will wipe away your tears. I have prepared, there is no death anymore. There is salvific power. And everything is prepared for you. The first person says, I have to go to my field. I have to go and work. For what? It's freely given. You're so worried about your attachment. You're so worried about your occupation. You're so worried about your duty. It's all you doing things. What is given freely, you have lost it. I mean, such a pathetic situation we are in. Such a terribly pathetic situation. The Lord has given everything. Lord has given everything. We are heirs of kingdom of God. But then Satan is a deceiver. He's a cheater and he's a liar. We are filled with a lot of lies, a lot of fears. We are filled with a lot of insecurities that we think we have to go to the field. We have to go to work. And invitation is lost. That's exactly the toil, the labor came with the punishment in our great-grandfathers. Adam and Eve was punished. That's why they had to work. But Jesus has prepared a banquet. He has prepared a great banquet where you encounter Him. A meal in Jewish tradition is different, my dear friends. It's different from our meals. When they sit at a table, they believe that they share their lives with the person whom is having the dinner. You know, when it comes to table manners, in seminaries we have that in a very special way. Because we sit in front of another person. So we can't stand until that person is standing, finish their meal. We both stand together. It's a Jewish culture where you share your life with the other person. That's why in Revelation chapter 3 verse 20 it is said, I will knock at your door. If you open, I will dine with you. That's exactly what happened in Zacchaeus' house. He was a terrible sinner, tax collector, and he was condemned and looked down by many people. But Jesus said, Zacchaeus, get down, I'm going to come to your place. When he was having dinner, when he was dining with him, his life was changed. Because he experienced Jesus' love. He shared his love with the Lord. That's exactly happened in Matthew 9:9, where he went to Matthew's place, Levi's place, and he was having dinner, having a meal with all the sinners. That's how they got the power. My dear friends, we are given this Eucharist. We are given this Holy Eucharist. It's none other than His own body and blood. Own body and blood of Jesus. And what a banquet. He shares His life with us. He has it has innate power. When you receive Him, you are healed. You are empowered. You are strengthened. And also, you have a calling. You have a Eucharistic calling where you have to share your life too. It's a Eucharistic way of life where you become a meal to others. All the husbands, a meal to their wife. All the wives, meal to their husbands. And parents, a meal to their children. And it's a sharing. It's a beautiful sharing. My dear friends, in the Psalm today, Psalm 23, it is beautifully said, the Lord is my shepherd, and there is nothing I shall want. He will look after me through all the dangers, snares, valleys. He will take me through. He has prepared a banquet for me. The providence of God, Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah Jireh, we find in Genesis, the name given to the Lord because Abraham and Isaac was given a sheep for the sacrifice. And that place is called Jehovah Jireh, where God is a provider. Has prepared you everything. Only thing, you just leave your attachment. You leave your insecurity. You leave and go with the invitation. Just go with the invitation. And it is, you don't have to do anything. It's simply given. You depend on Him. You trust His voice. You trust His beckoning. You just respond to Him. Each moment is an invitation. Each moment of invitation, when this is the Sea of Galilee, all the disciples, Peter, John, and Andrew, they were there. The Lord asked, leave your boat and come. Just come and see. It's an invitation. He called Matthew, Levi, leave your table and come. It's an invitation. The Lord is saying, come as you are. It's every moment is a moment of calling, moment of beckoning. Just be focused, my dear friends. He calls you each and every moment. It's an invitation. Invitation, of course, the place where you are invited, you can't see the banquet. You have to trust that. It's a journey of trust. You have to believe what He's prepared there is greater than what I am having now. So you leave that now for that tomorrow, for that promise. And it's a journey. And there comes the Master to check all the invitees, to check everyone who was having meal, enjoying. My dear friends, the invitees are not worthy. They never turn in. And it's a kind of insulting to the one who called them the king. It's His Son's banquet. You can't look down, you can't penalize it. It's Son's banquet. Although everyone is invited, it's His Son's banquet. The value of the banquet is almost the same. It's His Son's banquet, His Son's wedding. There won't be a better day than that to that Father. And you are called. We are so lucky to be invited. We are so lucky to come to that banquet of Mass. We are so lucky to be Catholics. We are so lucky to have that Eucharistic Lord. We are so lucky. It does not mean that since everyone is invited, that you cannot penalize. You cannot devalue the value of that banquet. That's why the Lord is coming. The King was coming and saw one person without the proper garment. And He asked, how did you, friend? How did you come in without a proper garment? They were sinners. They were paupers. They were beggars. Of course, fine. That's how they were called. We were lost in the world. That's how we were called. But then we are called, come as you are. But then you can't stay as you are. You just can't come with your mortal sin and receive the Lord. No. You have to prepare. You have to wear that proper garment. The Gospels, the letter to Corinthians beautifully says, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, you read and see. If you don't receive the Lord with an appropriate mind, with proper preparation, you're doomed. You will be hit with sickness and even you can die. When Judas was at the Last Supper, the first Mass, when Judas took that piece of bread and devil possessed him and devil entered to his heart, that's how with that Eucharist only he went and betrayed the Lord. If you receive with mortal sin, you are in terrible danger. You are in terrible danger. That's how that person is taken and put into Gehenna, the eternal fire. Don't play havoc with the Lord. Don't ever prepare yourself properly. Look into your heart, examine yourself. If you have not made your confession at least for a year, please don't receive. Please don't receive, my dear friends. If you don't receive, if you don't make a proper confession, if you hide one sin, if you hide one particular sin and tell everything, you think that's a valid confession? No. Even that confession is a sin. You are cheating, Lord. You are cheating, Lord. Some people think that I can confess directly to the Lord. I don't want to please. you go home and have your mass also. Say your mass by yourself. No need of a priest. If it is sacrament, you need a priest. You need a minister. That's the church. That's the teaching, my dear friends. So if you prepare yourself, and receive the Lord, there He will wipe up your tears. Addictions are broken. Sicknesses are healed. And you will feel that encounter, that connection in a very, very strong way. So it's a beautiful invitation. Every day, not only on Sunday, every day, we priests, we have to say our daily mass. Come what may, we have to say our daily mass, my dear friends. So if you have the opportunity, come to Him, receive Him more. That banquet is freely given. But then with a worthy heart, with a prepared mind, with a proper confession, receive Him more often and enjoy the Lord. Enjoy the promise given to Him without licking in the dustbins. Enjoy the given heavenly banquet. The Lord's invitation is that, my dear friends.